back again with another training commentary. Thank you guys for the mostly positive response on that Chalk Talk podcast that I re-uploaded. I hope you guys had a chance to check out Jaron and Adrian's channels, and Jeff Pearson over there too, the big strong guy who was sitting next to me chugging the water the whole time. It was really great seeing those guys. I'm really glad that we had an opportunity to kind of give them a little bit more exposure. Some really strong, smart lifters who are great guys and deserve a little bit more recognition, I think, for the work that they're doing for the community. I was feeling quite a bit better this week mentally, I'll say. Physically, things are moving back in the right direction. Body weight is slowly starting to come back. To be completely honest, I was just under eating the week before. Even when Lane and I upped my carbs and my fat back up, I was just having so many other issues going on that I wasn't even getting enough food in. And so going from having a lower macro count and having my metabolism speed up and dropping weight pretty quickly, and then trying to add the weight back on and just not eating enough to do that, I think those were some pretty big factors combined with the move and just different life stresses and everything. And I'm still not where I would like to be. Going into this meet, I'm still not at the place where, looking back, 20 weeks ago when I was prepping myself for this, that I would say, oh, that's exactly where I need to be to get the goals that I have. But I think I'm in a better place mentally as far as, just kind of accepting the idea that you're going to give your absolute best from here on out and do what you can on the day of the meet and have no regrets moving forward, because you can't change what has happened. All you can do is affect the now and try to plan for the future to the best of your ability. And I actually want to talk a little bit about one of the temptations that I've been going through in the last couple of weeks really, really badly, and that's trying to look past the meet at my next training block. And my buddy Izzy from Powerlifting the Win released a video either last week or early this week where he discussed the idea of why people tend to not achieve their goals. And I'll link the video in the description so you can watch it yourself. But the take-home point that he was really using in that video was the idea that people spread themselves too thin and focus on trying to change too many things at once. You have a limited amount of willpower at your disposal, and if you use most of that on one goal, you have a hard time getting another one worked on. And to make real change and have it be a positive effect towards what you're doing, you have to kind of bring your focus in a little bit more on just one or two smaller things, and put time into those to make it be effective, or else you just spread yourself too thin. You can't really end up improving, you end up failing. And that's something that I need to do for this. I need to make sure that I'm focusing on this meet and not spreading myself out too much and letting my focus get past it. I have to bring everything in and say, all right, this is what matters right now. You can figure out the rest of it. But one of my worst habits when it comes close to meet time is to start to look past that performance and start to look at all the things that I want to fix or improve. And you really just have to work with the time you have for those moments and say that what will come afterwards is something that, yeah, I can plan a little bit now, but I cannot put my focus past the here and now. I have to stay the course at least until this is through, and then I can readjust some things. Then I can go back and fix the plethora of things that I want to work on. So that's kind of where I'm at right now, fighting to stay in the moment and kind of along with the plans that I've made and trying to get through. I will say these last two sessions have been really a lot better, much improved. This is the first time handling 700 plus on my dead since April 2nd. So it's been a while since I've messed with this weight, since the weight swing has kind of come and gone, since that funky random week of preparation that I did for that last meet and just didn't come away with anything. So this is not the fastest pull, but hitting the 655 for 5, much improved from last week as far as the proficiency of the pulls and kind of the technique and just the cleanliness of those pulls was a lot better. And I think that may not have been the fastest 705, probably one of the slowest that I've ever done, but it actually was one of the most technically consistent throughout. I didn't really have any breakdowns in positions. It was slow, but it moved and it stayed where it needed to the whole time. So that's a good sign going forward, going into my peaking phase next week. Basically, what I did this week is just kind of repeated last week and tried to make it better. So benching is improving, the body weight coming up. I think a big factor that I was really dealing with was adjusting to the bench height. And it's the same bench that I was using before, but when I was back at the other garage, I had 25s under the bench, and I knew that that was a factor, but it really changed the way that I can bring leg drive in without lifting my butt. So my butt looks like it's moving for most of these reps. The cheeks are staying on, but there's a couple of them where I get a little crazy, like that right there, probably lifted a bit. But that is something that the perspective of understanding that, oh, that's one of the reasons that my leg drive is not working quite as much. You know, it's another factor when it comes to the bench. Also fixed a couple of rehab things that I've been doing, some more focused mobility work, and trying to fix my sleeping schedule. So I've got a lot of things to fix going into this meet, and the main takeaway from this week is you still have to focus on the current goal that you're working on. You can't look too far past it, or else you won't be able to fulfill you won't be able to put your best effort into what you need to. Also worked a little bit with some hook grip. You guys saw that. That was just to save my calluses, because I really still don't want to ever use straps. It just bugs the heck out of me to ever really have to do that. But there is a time and a place for them, especially training on that Texas deadlift bar that has such aggressive knurling. But that is a commentary for another time and place. So I hope you guys are all doing well. Thanks again for the continued support and your patience. I know that I'm going through some really weird stuff right now as far as upload frequency and kind of the content that I'm putting out. I really appreciate you guys for hanging in there and you know, kind of going through this time with me on that. It's really important to me to have such an awesome support system. So thank you all for being who you are, and I will talk to you all hopefully pretty soon. Got 2 more sessions this week, and then we're into the peaking phase. So woohoo! Have a great day. Bye.